guys, welcome back. Today's video is going to be a review and first impressions on the new Wet n Wild 2018 launches. Now, to be quite honest with you, I'm not 100% sure if these are in stores yet or when they come out officially. Personally, I haven't seen them at any of my local drugstores. I got everything online, and let me just quickly say this video is not sponsored. I purchased everything with my own money because every time Wet n Wild comes out with new products, I am like on it because I'm obsessed with their makeup. It's definitely my favorite drugstore brand. I think it's one of the best out there on the market. They have great quality products. They're super affordable. I mean, you guys know this, and they just kill it with all the new makeup that they come out with. So I did pick up the new eyeshadow palettes that they have. I also got the cushion foundation, the highlighting palette, and then I also picked up these brushes. Not this one. This is one of their old brushes, but these brushes, they're freaking stunning. Like, do you see them? They're beautiful packaging. They're super fluffy and soft. I did wash all of these already and I had no shedding, nothing. Like, I'm really pumped about them. So I got a lot of good stuff. I hope this video is helpful for some of you guys looking into purchasing some of these new products. So enough rambling, let's just go ahead and get started. Okay, so I'm starting off with brows. Let me just quickly say that 90% of this video is going to be all Wet n Wild products. There's a couple things that I don't have, but for the most part, it's all Wet n Wild. So I did get the Wet n Wild, let me not say that in every single sentence, because obviously it's all basically going to be Wet n Wild. This is the Ultimate Brow Retractable Brow Pencil. It honestly looks like the Anastasia Brow Definer. It has a really nice spoolie on the end, and it has like that angled brow tip, as you can see. So let's just go ahead and do it. I got the shade medium brown and dark brown, and I'm just going to go ahead and outline my brows like I always do. I'm like not used to brow definers. I used the Anastasia one for a little bit, but it wasn't my favorite just because the Anastasia one, the actual like pencil kept coming out, like the product actually kept like literally coming out. So I had to go through a lot of them, and I didn't like how dull it got. Like, I feel like once the pencil gets dull, it becomes a little bit difficult to work with. That's why I just prefer regular pencils, but the formula of this seems really nice though. It's not too rough. It's pretty creamy actually. I think this is a good color for me too, which is good. Really great consistency. I like that. So I really wish Wet n Wild would come out with a brow pomade. I think that would be amazing. Like, definitely something that I think would be a hit, because I feel like a lot of people use that nowadays. But since I don't have one, I'm just going to go in with my NYX Tame Frame Brow Pomade in the shade Espresso and just go ahead and fill in and carve out my brows really quick, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm super happy with that brow pencil. I think the formula is great. I mean, it works really well. I know my face looks a little bit crazy right now because my brows look so dark, but I am loving that. By the way, I did use the shade medium brown. I feel like dark brown would be a little too dark for me, but I'm still going to use it because I don't fill them in with a pencil. I just outline them. So I'm going to go ahead and prime my lids. I'm just going to be using my same NYX concealer because I always use this and it just works the best for me. So I just like to apply it all over my lid. So Wet n Wild has new eyeshadow palettes. Now they have new colors, and they also repackaged some of their old ones, I'm pretty sure, because this is the Comfort Zone palette, and as you can see, it pretty much has the same colors that the Comfort Zone one did. The Nude Awakening palette, I did use this already. I had like the old packaging, but yeah, I really like this packaging. It's super cute, super sleek. These palettes are only $5, you guys. It's just crazy. So I'm actually going to be using the two new ones that they have, which of course these are like warm tone shades. So this one is called Not a Basic Peach. And then the other one, which reminds me so much of the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette, is I think it's Rosé in the Air. So that is what both of these look like right here. I'm going to be using both of these today, and I think I want to do like a halo smoky eye. I'm going to be using this color right here, which is like the cream shade, and I'm going to be applying that all over my lid just to go ahead and set the area. To do that, I'm just going to use this blending brush from also Wet n Wild. These are like the new brushes that they have, and I love the packaging. This one is the P20 brush. I love how they have like the numbers, because when I'm doing tutorials, it helps a lot. All right, so I'm gonna use that same brush. I'm gonna pick up the transition color right here. Girl, do you see how pigmented that is? That is insane. I'm already loving it. Okay, I really, really like that color, and that brush is super, super nice as far as like blending goes. So I'm going to be using all of these brushes from Wet n Wild, but for me personally, they don't have every single thing that I would need to create like all my eye looks and everything. So I am going to be dipping and dabbing into some of my other brushes, but I'm definitely going to be using all of those as well today. But I'm actually going to just use a different Wet n Wild brush. This one's like their dollar line that they have, which I love these brushes, by the way. I'm going to just pick up this orange color right into here, tap off the excess, and apply that also in the same area where I just applied the other color. Wow, this is really nice. Wow, I'm super impressed. It reminds me so much of the Modern Renaissance palette. That's crazy. You literally have to just dip your brush in like a little bit, and a little bit goes a long way. Like, you guys, this is insane to me. So I'm going to be doing a Halo Smoky Eye today. I don't even know if I'm going to be using this palette. This other one, I'm not sure. I might like dip and dab into both. So I'm just gonna be taking another brush. This one is also the Wet n Wild. I'm trying to like read the names. It's like really faint. This is the P15 brush. It's kind of flat, but it's kind of fluffy at the same time. So what I'm gonna do is take this color right in here. I'm gonna mix it with the purple shade right next to it. Tap off the excess. I'm going to start applying that in the inner part of my lid, and then also on the outer part as well, to just begin with the halo process. Wow, this is gorgeous. The formula of these is like so soft. I'm not an expert with Halo Smoky Eyes. I'm like still trying to perfect it. That's like one of my goals 2018 is like to just improve on looks that aren't so basic, like Halo Smoky Eye, cut crease. This brush is perfect for like Halo Smoky Eyes, for really being precise with the colors. Alright, I'm just gonna tell you guys right now that you need this eyeshadow palette. This is $5. Like, I'm super impressed right now with just how well the shadows are like blending, and like even when you build them up, sometimes colors can get really choppy. And like you kind of tend to lose a lot of product, especially sometimes at the drugstore with some of the cheaper eyeshadow palettes, but like this is nice, like straight up, like bomb. Okay, I'm going back into the first blending brush that I was using, and I'm just gonna go ahead and blend out the edges of that. I'm actually gonna pick up a little bit more of the warm color right in here, tap off the excess, and kind of just blend that in the crease. I'm going to be using a flat little concealer brush. I actually got this one from Shop Miss A. It's like that website where everything's $1. I got this brush kit. It was like $10 for 10 brushes, and I still use the brushes like to this day. But this is just a flat concealer brush. It's the E113 brush, and I'm basically just going to be applying that center shade. So which color do I want to use? So I'm going to take this shade right here, which is like that shimmer sort of light champagne. I'm not going to wet my brush because I want to see how this applies. You can see it is very pigmented, so pretty. I'm just gonna pack that on right on the center. Okay, I might just save this palette for another day because I really don't feel like I need it for today's look. This one is it's just giving it to me. I'm just gonna be using this one today. I'll definitely be doing more drugstore looks. You guys know I love my drugstore makeup. I'm gonna be using this color again. This is a really tiny Morphe brush. This is the Morphe M213. And I'm just gonna really concentrate that on the brow bone. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the eyes. I'm going to go back later and add a little bit of inner corner highlight, finish up the lower lashes, but I'm going to go ahead and pop on some lashes first. These are the Violet Voss in the style Sexy and I Know It. They just look like this. I'm not going to do any liner or anything today just because I really want the halo look to pop. So I'm going to apply these and then I'll be right back. Alright guys, so lashes are on. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the face, which I'm so excited about. So I did pick up a new primer. This is the Wet n Wild Photofocus face primer. This is the Dewy primer. It says it's a lightweight formula infused with vitamin E, smooth skin for even makeup application. Pretty sure they had a matte version online. I honestly don't remember. I just love dewy skin, especially because my skin has been a little bit on the dry side lately. Not too much, but a little bit. I do have combo skin, by the way, so I was like, let me just give this a try. That is really pretty. Do you see like that little bit of glow that it gives me? Usually my T-zone gets oily, so like I probably shouldn't be applying too much around here. I'm not going to apply any on my forehead because my forehead is an oil spot on my face, but this is really pretty. This kind of reminds me of the Becca Backlight Priming Filter, which is one of my favorite high-end primers. It's really pretty because it doesn't make you look or feel oily. Like my skin feels normal right now, but it still gives me that healthy looking luminous glow from within. Super gorgeous. I really like that a lot. All right, for foundation, I picked up the new Cushion foundation. This has SPF 15. It says it contains natural coconut derivative. This one I have in the shade 119A, Buff Beige. I also picked up the shade 109, Neutral Beige. I don't even know, you guys. Every time I order foundations online, I always guess. Even when in stores, I just guess my shade. I don't really have a method. I just kind of go with it. So I honestly don't like Cushion foundations. I've tried a lot of Cushion foundations this past 2017 year and I just didn't have any luck with them. I don't know what it is, but the ones that I've tried, they just never worked out for me. So I wanted to give this a try though, just because I love Wet n Wild. I just feel like Wet n Wild can do no wrong. So I was like, I'm just gonna do it, you know? So it does come with this little applicator, which personally I don't use these. So I just end up tossing them because it just don't work for me. It's a traditional packaging. So like you open it up and you have your cushion right in here. This looks really dark. But sometimes they do tend to look a little bit darker in the pan versus actually, you know, on your face. I'm gonna just start off with the sponge. Normally I feel like Cushion foundations work better with a sponge, but let's just go with it. Oh, this is way too light. Oh, this smells good. This is a little too light, I feel like. And it's a little pinky. I don't know if you can really see, but it picked up a little pink. So I'm gonna open up the other foundation. I'm probably gonna dunk into both because I don't know how I feel about this color. Oh, this color is gonna be my match. The 119 Buff Beige, that's what I'm gonna just use. You know what, I'm gonna just use a sponge for the entire face because I personally like sponges with this kind of foundation formula. Wow, this is pretty. This smells so good. It literally has like this really like fruity, clean scent. Okay, I am actually really liking the coverage of this. Okay, so this shade that I had, the 109, that does not match me like at all. The 119 is perfect. Zoom in a little bit more. I'm gonna do my forehead now. I have a little bit of acne right here, like breaking out a tiny bit. This is not full coverage. I would say it's like a natural medium coverage because it's not even super intense. I can still see a little bit of my acne peeking through. Can still see my beauty marks peeking through as well. Feels really lightweight though, kind of just like an everyday sort of BB cream almost. Like it doesn't even feel like I have foundation on my face, which I like. I'm gonna do a little bit of cream highlighting and contouring. I have this Wet n Wild Mega Glow makeup stick. This one is in the shade 804A. It just looks like this. It's a very warm color. I normally don't cream highlight and contour, but we're gonna just go with it today. I'm also gonna be using the concealer. This one is in the shade Light Ivory, which might be a little too light, but that's okay. I'm going to be using this angled brush. This is the P55 just to blend everything out. Okay, so this is what the foundation and everything looks like. Obviously, I have not set everything, but I actually think it looks really good. I'm not a huge fan of this brush for cream products. I feel like this would be better with powder in my opinion, but it did work. It, you know, did the job. I think it just comes down to personal preference. I know everybody likes different brushes for different things. I actually think the foundation looks really good, to be honest. It's not too dewy, it's not matte, it's just like perfect. I can still see like a little bit of the the dewiness coming through from the primer, like just that natural glow, which I actually really like because it's not too over the top. And I think everything layered over top went on really good so far. So I'm gonna go ahead and set everything now. This is like my OG contouring kit. I use this all the time and I always go back to it because it's just so good. This one's in the shade Caramel Toffee, and as you can see, I love the banana color. It's like perfection. So I'm gonna just use this to go ahead and set all the areas where I applied my concealer. And I'm gonna be using a P65 brush. I'm going to also bronze my skin with this color right here. This is the P60 brush. I'm going to go ahead and clean that up a little bit with the same banana color. I'm going to go ahead and use this P25 brush. It's kind of like a dome, tiny, fluffy brush. I wouldn't use this for my eyes, so I'm going to contour my nose a little bit and set that cream contour that I did a little bit earlier. For blush, I'm going in with one of my all-time favorites. This is Apricot in the Middle. This is the most beautiful peachy everyday color ever. I'm obsessed with this. I'm going to just use this Wet n Wild large stippling brush. This is from their old line that they have. It's like $2 and it's amazing. So I'm just going to apply this right to the apples of my cheeks. This color is perfection, especially with this eye look. I think it really brings everything together because it's really natural. It's not too dark, but still gives you a really beautiful wash of color. I did pick up these Halo liquid highlighters. I got 2 shades. They have a bunch of colors, but I wanted to be realistic with myself, and I know that I'm going to use like colors like this on a daily. I'll probably get like the bronzy shade maybe when I'm a little bit tanner for the summer, but I picked up 2 colors. So I got the shade Halo Goodbye and Gilded Glow. So I'm gonna honestly, I think Gilded Glow is gonna be like perfect for me. Like this one looks a little bit too light. Let's just mix them. So what I'm gonna do is just apply both. Oh, that's so pretty. This is Gilded Glow. Obsessed. That's like a beautiful champagne color, and I like the packaging. It comes with like a huge wand. It kind of reminds me of like the Tape Shape wand from Tarte. But I'm just going to be taking both of these and applying them right on the back of my hand. I'm going to mix the two because like why not? And I'm going to use my beauty sponge that I was using, and I'm going to just dab in here and apply this right to the tops of my cheekbones. I find that doing liquid highlighters with a sponge gives you the best effect. These are gorgeous. Whew. I like to apply this kind of in a C shape right above my brow and the top of my cheekbones. Girl, I love that. That's gorgeous. Okay, so for the fun part, I'm going to go ahead and set that highlight with the powder highlighter. I got the Mega Glow highlighting palette. I've tried the Wet n Wild highlighters before. I've never tried this kit in here. Oh, and they have the names on the back. Wet n Wild always coming through. Gorgeous colors. These are pretty much, yeah, these are all new. I don't think they have these like as singles. Don't quote me on that, but of course, you know, I'm gravitating towards this color right up here at the top, which is Sweet Peony. It's the most wearable in my opinion for me. So I'm actually gonna mix these two right here, which is Sweet Peony and Wild Cosmos. And I'm gonna use this highlighting brush from them, which looks so good, like so bomb. This one is the P75 brush. I'm gonna just dip in here and mix the two. Come on, Wet n Wild. Seriously? This is amazing. This is performing so well right now. Like this literally feels and looks like high-end right now. That is crazy. Colors are beautiful. I mean, like I said, I've used their highlighters before and they're so smooth. Like they really have the best, I think, drugstore highlighter formula because they're never chunky, they're not glittery, they just are so pretty. I'm gonna do a little bit on my chin, not too much. What I'm gonna do is actually take this shade right in here and I'm gonna apply that in the inner tear duct for a little bit of a pop, also probably on the brow bone. I'm gonna use this ColourPop brush. Just gonna apply it right in there. Tiny bit on the brow bone. I was gonna do a matte highlight, but this is so pretty to like not use it there. All right, now I can finish up the lower lashes. This is beautiful, I'm obsessed. I'm gonna basically, of course, use the warm shades. What else is new? I'm gonna use this definer brush from Morphe. It's the 432 brush, or M432, I'm sorry. And I'm gonna just basically do this. Really gonna press the colors right on my lower lash line. And I'm gonna connect it towards the top where the crease shade is. With the same colors, I'm gonna just blend them out a little bit more. I'm using this pencil brush from Morphe. It's the E18. I like to drag my colors down pretty low. I just love that smoky look that it gives. All right, for lips, I picked up a new liquid lipstick. I've tried these before and I love them. It's one of my favorite formulas. So this one I have in the shade Caramel Cake. It's like a brown color, to be honest. I never wear colors like this. I was like, let me just do something a little bit different. So I love, they don't really smell like anything, but I love the wand, the applicator, everything is just so good. So I'm gonna go ahead and just apply this. I don't have any lip liners, so just go with it. It's literally like a chocolate brown color. This is very out of my comfort zone. Final thing I'm gonna do is just go ahead and take the Photofocus Finny Matte Foundation, or setting spray. This is the Photofocus Finny Matte Setting Spray. And I love the regular traditional Photo Ready setting spray from Wet n Wild. It's so good. It's really refreshing on the skin and it makes your makeup last. So when I saw this, I was like, well, let me give that a shot. I always love mixing dewy and matte products on my skin, by the way, just because, like I said, I have combo skin and they just work the best for me. So I'm gonna just go ahead and lock my makeup into place. Alright guys, so this is the completed look. I am so happy right now. Like, I don't have, honestly, any complaints, like, whatsoever. And this is what my face is looking like, and I'm just, like, super impressed. And, I mean, I don't know. This is probably the most successful first impressions video I've ever done on my channel, like, to date. Nothing was disappointing for me. So, what I'm gonna do is come back in a few hours and give you guys, like, my final thoughts, and I'll let you guys know how the makeup is wearing and everything. So, right now, it is 2:50 p.m. So, I'm gonna come back. I don't really know in how many hours, but I'll be back in a few hours. I'll see how the foundation and everything is wearing, the eyeshadow, and then I'll give you guys some final thoughts. But so far, so good. So I'll see you guys soon. Hey guys, I'm back. So right now it is 7:53 p.m. And so I've had the makeup on at this point for about 5 hours. So this is what my makeup is looking like. So let's just ignore the butthole lip for a little bit and focus on the foundation. So I am a little bit oily. You can see my forehead, it did peek through. I didn't use primer on my forehead though, so I honestly kind of expected that. To be quite honest with you though, the rest of my face isn't as oily as maybe it might look. I know my T-zone looks a little oily, but when I actually touch my face, it doesn't feel oily. It feels just pretty natural and feels honestly just pretty normal to me. The forehead is just like the main oil spot. I really love the way everything looks. The only two main concerns with the makeup right now is the fact that, one, I have a butthole lip, so you can see I have like that really nasty rim in the inner part of my mouth. I have yet to find a liquid lipstick that's a dark color, drugstore high-end, that does not do this to me. I don't know why, but all of my dark color liquid lipsticks do this to me, and I don't know why. Like, I exfoliate my lips, I moisturize, I wipe off the foundation on my lips before I apply these products, and it just always happens. I did reapply it, but it still did it. I find that whenever you have a liquid lipstick, especially darker shades, and you layer them when they look like this, they just end up looking worse and they will crumble. So just a little FYI, I feel like this is kind of one of those things that is not a very long wearing liquid lipstick as far as like the inner part of your rim goes. The light shades are amazing. I love the nude light pinky colors that Wet n Wild has, but the darker ones, I've noticed that this happens to a lot. Another concern for me also is the fact that around my nose it looks pretty cakey, and honestly this happens with every single cushion foundation that I've ever used. That happens to. I don't know why, but that area for me, it always looks very cracked and very cakey and a little bit dry. It's nothing out of the ordinary, but it happens a lot. So I find that a lot of silicone based primers help with that, like for it to not accentuate as much. But I didn't use one today, as you saw. I just used that dewy primer, so I guess it really depends on the primers and stuff as well. What I'm gonna do is just touch up my face right now, because if I was wearing this makeup for like another 5 hours, that's what I would do right now. So I'm gonna just use my Wet n Wild Photofocus powder. I'm obsessed with this. This is one of the best affordable powders at the drugstore. It is beautiful. I just picked up a new one recently and I'm obsessed. So I'm gonna just use the P65 brush, which is the brush that I was using earlier to apply like my under eye powder, and I'm just gonna go ahead and set my face, touch up my face on my forehead, because it's like much needed. And you can see it looks like brand new again. That's pretty much it though. My highlighter is still like beaming, it's still in place. My eyeshadow hasn't budged. I mean, everything is still there. Okay, so this is my face now touched up. You can see, honestly, it doesn't look bad at all. I mean, at least I don't think it looks terrible. My nose, yes, it's a little cracked, but it's nothing that a little bit of powder can't fix. So overall, I'm honestly impressed. I give these products still a 10 out of 10. I think these are worth trying. Everything was absolutely amazing, like the brushes, everything. I didn't use every single one of the brushes. I think the only brush I didn't really use was this contour brush. I'm not the biggest fan of brushes like this. Like, they're just not my favorite to go to. I picked it up just because I wanted to try all of them, but I'll use this brush and I will get back to you. There's a little bit of shedding on this one, but all the other brushes are really, really good, and for the price, you can't beat them. Eyeshadow palette is incredible. If you're looking for a really great alternative to the Modern Renaissance, you don't want to spend $42. I think this is great. I know I didn't swatch them and stuff side by side, but I'm going to be doing a dupes video very soon, so look out for that. I'm working on that and getting some products together, but this is definitely bomb.com, like amazing. I think this cushion foundation is really good for every single day because it's lightweight. You don't get full coverage, but you get a nice natural medium coverage, and it is buildable. It looks nice. I feel like it all comes down to the type of primers that you use. I feel like whether you have dry or oily skin, you can use this foundation because I don't find it to be extremely dewy on my face, and the oil that I had on my face was not as bad as other foundations. Like, it's been way worse before. Like, there's been times where I feel like, oh my gosh, I need to touch up my face like after like 2 hours, and it wasn't the case for this foundation. So I do feel like it's worth trying. If you have oily skin, try it out with a matte primer, and if you have dry skin, I think with the Dewy foundation primer, it looks so good. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will leave the prices of everything in the description box below if you're interested. Let me know if you've tried any of these products down below as well. I'm really curious to hear your thoughts. Also, leave me your suggestions for other things you want me to try from the drugstore, high-end products, whatever you want, leave it down below. Thank you guys for everything. I hope you're having an awesome new year so far, and I'll see you in a few days in my next one. Bye!